Hey, look, listen. Spoilers ahead. Evil beware. Now on to the show.
This one is recording now.
Okay,
Cool.
so they're all recording.
We're all recording.
No, stop.
No, he needs to do it so he can sync them.
Oh,
That wasn't good.
why do you get to do it? Do you want me to do it?
Yeah,
'Cause,
do it. Do it twice. There we go. Hello, and welcome to Bakataka, my geeks. Wait, the fact that you're listening to this means that we have passed the 3-episode test. Oh, this is great. We didn't even have to go overboard in trying to keep things entertaining. Take a look at George. He hasn't had his head bitten off after 3 episodes. That's good, right? I mean, take a gander at Eric. He hasn't gotten PTSD for realizing his classmates aren't exactly alive anymore. That's good, right? And I didn't even have to find out that I'm not actually in an adventure anime, but actually in a Guess Who murder mystery battle with someone who is actually trying to kill me and all my other all the other people in this arena thing here. So we all have to doubt and deceive one another in order to figure out who's lying. That's good, right? Yeah. So thanks for joining us today for episode 4 of Bakataka.
Are we in an Agatha Christie novel?
Yeah, like, when did you find the time to write these?
Also, it's a 3-episode test with a couple like straight to DVD VHS episodes.
No, absolutely.
Those are over, yeah.
Those are like 5 cents at a flea market.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for episode 4.
That transition.
Yeah. Today,
The
we're,
segue.
today we're actually going to start it off with some news. We actually got some news to introduce you. Hopefully, if you're listening to this right now, you might have noticed that the audio quality might be better, possibly.
Oh, it could tank too, and we're not going
It
to.
could be much
That's why-
worse.
And we're probably not going to fix it later.
No, we
So,
are. We're certainly not going to
hopefully-
re-record the
Hopefully,
episode.
you're listening to better mic quality.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you may have noticed that the logo has changed and been updated. You guys notice that?
There's a new logo?
When did you change it?
I changed it last week.
You did?
You did?
Why did you
Did
tell
you guys
us?
not- I put it on the convention episode.
What?
Yeah.
We were
We
just
gave
gonna.
you all the creative liberties with this channel.
I need to pull it
Oh,
up
I
now.
didn't know. And also,
By the way, where's our AdSense?
also
We got
we
like
have
5
one more
years.
announcement. This might not even be an announcement, but according to the analytics, it definitely is an announcement. We are now available on Castbox. This is a podcast service site thing and stuff like that you can listen to. Where the main reason I wanted to put it on there is so that Aaron can't say that it's not a podcast anymore. So we are officially a podcast.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So you guys can check it out on Castbox if you want, and just to listen to the audio version.
I guess we could just
Yeah.
put that as a link in the description
Yeah.
below.
There go.
Did you know about that before now, or
Oh, he did change the logo.
Yeah.
wait, he did?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
That's pretty spiffy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What was it before?
It was
Yeah, what
it
was
was
it
just
before?
the straight where it was kind of like jagged.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Did you make that yourself, or
Yeah. It took me like 10 minutes.
I can tell.
Yeah. It doesn't really fit in a circle, but I like it.
Well,
It
yeah,
fits the style of the show.
on Castbox it's just better because it's a square.
Okay.
Whereas this one,
Gotcha.
I might just shrink it down so it actually does.
I mean, it works. It works.
Yeah. All right. So now that the news is out of the way, we'll start with things with the usual, what we've been watching, or doing, or playing.
Yeah, I've been doing.
Literally nothing has changed.
Nothing.
Nothing. I just
You're a
still
very
watch the
boring
same
person.
things. I watched Captain Marvel. Does that count?
No.
I watched Umbrella
We
Academy.
had this
I
discussion
don't.
last episode of what is weeb and what isn't weeb.
Yes, that's
And I
true.
think it was during the convention episode. One of the extra episodes we're
Maybe.
talking about Marvel not being weeb,
I know it's
and we
not
pushed you
weeb.
out of the way.
But look, I mean,
The only way it's weeb if
nothing
you're
new
talking about
happened.
like the Iron Man anime, the Wolverine
That's not
anime.
weeb.
Those are weeb.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if you're talking like actual like MCU,
Hmm.
that ain't weeb.
true.
I watched the Batman 6 episode.
Ninja Batman.
No, the
Oh,
old 6
no.
episode one. Remember where it has like 3 different animation styles by
No.
3 different directors?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Never heard of this.
Ha!
The
You're
only-
minority.
The only
Okay.
Batman I really remember watching those Batman Beyond, but that's
That one's like
that's
I watched a lot of
for
Batman,
that's for a different podcast at a different time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Batman Beyond.
It's like you've
All right.
literally been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I just watched the most recent episodes of everything.
Is SAO not in filler arc mode anymore?
What do you mean? SAO's never filler. SAO
SAO is always
sorry,
filler.
I meant recap. I meant recap.
No, it was only the one episode for the
Oh,
recap.
okay.
So we're back to business, and I'm excited. I can't like tell you what happens because I know you will watch it eventually.
Well,
I don't want to just
I mean-
spoil it for you. I mean, everyone
That's
else
true.
who cares about the listener, right?
that's true.
So I mean,
But you
there's-
guys like.
I
you
mean,
guys are gonna
anything
watch
that
it.
sticks out to you? Anything now?
I mean, let me just look at my list, see if anything is. So
Did you just have something that just you slapped your knee and like I gotta tell Bakataka?
okay, so Neverland. I just watched the latest episode today. Oh, it's going places. Like the action is like really about to start. It's gonna get really good here soon. I can feel it.
And by action, you don't mean action, but you mean like stuff's going.
Stuff's going down.
Stuff is about to go down.
Plot's advancing.
It's plot. Yes, plot is advancing. It is looking very good. I'm ready to see what happens next. Like I said before, they've done really well at a really good job of just having perfect cliffhangers again and again
Mhm.
and again. Oh, this latest one, so good. I have no idea what's going to happen next because everything has just kind of.
This is my zipper.
Why are you playing with your
Sorry.
zipper?
Sorry, keep talking.
You're going.
I am so ready for what happens next because I don't know what to expect or where it's going to go. I just know that the plans that were in place are not necessarily in place anymore, and I like to see that everything is kind of flipping out right now, and
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
I've heard from actual like other people like that don't normally watch anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like they sat down and watched Promised Neverland, and then they went out of their way to read the manga because it's like I want to know what happens next.
Okay.
People that don't watch anime,
Nice.
and then people that that aren't into anime that I thought would watch something would be like Shield Hero.
Mhm.
That's died off.
Yeah.
Like nobody's talking about it.
Dude, I love
anymore.
Shield Hero.
But like, you need to stop playing with your zipper. I keep
Oh,
thinking.
Sorry. Let me put my
The listeners ain't gonna
Let me
know.
put my legs down.
But it seems like Shield Hero is literally just gone off the face of the earth. Nobody's talking about it anymore. Nobody cares about it
Which
anymore.
upsets me because it is really good, in my opinion. But I like my trash
As-
guy, you know.
True. But I mean, as like a general consensus, it's just,
Yeah,
it seemed like the hype thing going into the season and it's already died off.
yeah. No, I completely agree. I completely agree.
It makes me kind of sad because I wanted to binge it after it was done because I've always heard good things about the novels.
Mm-hmm.
But we're, 7 episodes in, 8 episodes in
Yeah, something
to the
like that.
season, and it's already tanking.
It's.
Oh.
I mean, it's still popular.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
popular,
still
but it's just like
popular.
nobody's talking about it.
Yeah,
Like we were at the convention, there was no cosplay of it. There was
that's true.
I mean,
there was no posters. There was
still
no
really
merchandise.
recent,
There's nothing about Shield.
Well, there wasn't any Kaguya either.
That is true, but
Yeah.
I thought
I don't even know.
It was-
to be fair, I don't know how you would even really cosplay as those
That's
characters. To be honest, they're just kind of
There was goblins.
it's just the generic buy the school uniform and walk
yeah.
very cheap and dirty
It
way.
could be
Yeah.
like my series Rail Decks and just have no one cosplay you ever.
You could literally buy a white button up tee and some khakis, and you're like, I'm cosplaying.
I'm telling me in comics, bro.
But I mean, Shield Hero, it's kind of just it makes me want to not watch it with how drastically it's fallen off the face of the planet.
That's true. Anything else?
No, I mean everything else. It's been progressing. You know, nothing crazy. I like where Slime is right now.
Mhm.
I'm enjoying that. It's kind of started a new arc where he's kind of gone back to take care of the pupils who, what's her name?
The one girl.
The one girl left behind. So he's doing that now. He's trying to save them from the powers that be, kind of thing. So that's progressing. It's kind of showing more of the world. It's doing a lot more world building now,
Right.
which is cool. I like it when shows kind of dive into that, so you can see more of the world behind.
I mean,
The
that's a
characters.
thing every show should do, because when
Oh.
you don't do that,
I know, right? There's so many shows where
turns out you're not a good show.
yeah, they're in such an interesting world, but they don't show you any more than what they want to, and it's just
So you watched this recently, Chase, but Fractal does that. They have a crazy cool world,
Fractal's cool.
but half the time they just spend it on a hot air balloon
Same with
and don't talk about the world at all.
Same with Shangri-La.
Yeah.
Shangri-La's got a really cool world concept
Mhm.
and everything, but they don't do enough with
They
it.
just fall flat because they don't. There's not enough episodes. I know Fractal had the issue because it was on the Noidamina block, and they only get 11 or 12 episodes. Because I'm sure if Fractal had 2 core, maybe could do something. But
Fractal didn't have 2 core.
I know if it had 2 core,
Okay, yeah.
then maybe you could do some world building. But at the same time, you got shows like Made in Abyss.
Yeah,
It built its world up pretty fast in a few
Yeah.
episodes.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't get super hype on Made in Abyss like everyone else did. Like George did.
Okay, Made in Abyss was, first of all, just very good. And second of all, its opening episode was cinematic. And I mean that in the sense, like, I watched that first episode and I was honestly kind of confused as to if it was a movie or a show. Like, it was very good.
That's true.
And then it just kept going and, it started getting really dark at points. And I did not expect that.
I went into it knowing it was going to be dark,
Okay.
but I didn't know exactly how they were going to adapt it, and they did a hell of a good job. I still need to finish it. Because when I was watching it, some very not good
yeah.
things were happening to me,
That's fair. That's true. Okay.
and I just kind of,
Understandable.
it was last winter.
Maybe.
I think it was last
Something
fall
like
or
that,
winter
Oh, you're talking about
when it
Made
came
in
out.
Abyss?
Yeah,
Made in Abyss came out the summer season of 2017.
There you
it was the end of that. That was when I went off, and
go. Okay.
I kind of dropped everything at the time. That's why I haven't finished Made in Abyss.
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand that. Yeah.
So
You should finish.
I
it
do
now.
need to pick it up.
It's very.
I just need to remember where I left off.
I just watch all of it again.
I hate rewatching stuff.
If you don't remember it, then
Rewatch
it's
is
not rewatching.
fun.
I hate rewatch. The only things
We
I've
rewatched Violet Evergarden last week. 2 weeks ago.
because you say I haven't seen the special episode. I'm like, okay, I'll watch
No,
it.
I had seen it.
You wait, so we just sat there and
Yeah.
I thought you hadn't seen it.
No, because I wouldn't have been talking to you the whole
Oh
time.
my
if I had.
goodness, I'm upset with you.
Oh, man.
I hate rewatching stuff.
I've rewatched Violet Evergarden like 3 times now.
The only things I
I
have
want to rewatch it again.
Or I've seen it
Kimi
3
no
times.
No.
the only things I've rewatched
That's what I really
are
want to see again. Kimi no Na, Your Name. I want to watch that again.
just watch it again. It's just a movie.
Yeah, it's just
Oh, but I rewatch it.
The only thing I've
I don't
rewatched
like
is Major.
rewatching things, Eric. Rewatching things is the worst.
It actually is.
Remember when we went
Why
to-
do that when you can keep padding your list?
Remember when we went to rewatch Silent Voice and you're just like, nah, man, that ain't me.
Yeah, because I don't want to rewatch stuff.
Look how much fun we had.
How much fun?
Until the
I
credits.
was gonna say you had.
That was great.
Until the credits where everyone else walked out.
I don't even remember what I was doing. I think Jeff and I went off to go do something else.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys did then.
Yeah.
It wasn't as cool as.
But rewatching, if you rewatch things, just don't watch this podcast.
What?
Yeah,
I-
don't rewatch the podcast. Not worth it.
Uh-uh.
Guaranteed.
There's not enough visuals. Not enough comedy. not good enough.
The budget is just non-existent.
Why are you browsing Reddit?
I'm just looking, man.
Okay, man.
See what kind of things are popping up.
All right. Well,
So what else, George? Since you're basically our current season guy, since Chase and I don't watch anything,
So yeah, that's you guys are putting
Hey, I
way
watch-
too much on
I
me.
watch-
we've got
Only
things
one-
we need to talk about. But you're the one
I watch
person.
Aaron stuff.
What do you watch that's airing?
I'm caught up on Hinamaru Sumo and Kaguya-sama and Index and the dub of Slime.
So if you're caught up on the dub of Slime, that means you're not caught up.
Right. So he's further ahead on slime. So we still need to ask him about
I'm also
slime.
caught up on the dub of Index and the dub of Hinamaru Sumo.
I haven't seen any Index, and I don't even know what
Hinamaru Sumo.
I don't know what
Sumo
that is.
show.
Is it literally about sumo?
Yeah.
Type.
That doesn't sound like my kind of thing. I'm not really into sports anime, except Keijo. Keijo was my jam.
Keijo is pretty fire.
Keijo was amazing. It's never getting a
We
second
were
season.
we were riding up here, and he was playing the OP to the sumo show,
Hinamaru Sumo.
and I told him, "This sounds super generic." Chase was getting mad at me and says, "I don't know. This is not
It's
generic."
fire. They literally show
I
fire.
am not
That's
disagreeing.
pretty generic.
I'm not disagreeing that
No.
it's not fire, but you could put it to any sports show after 2010.
It's like Guile's theme. You just do anything.
In a
with
sense,
it.
yes.
Well, it's a show.
But you could put it to Haikyuu. You could put it to Ace of Diamond.
He doesn't deserve
You could put it to Yowamushi Pedal.
Yaoi Mushi.
You could put it to Yuri on Ice.
Yaoi on Ice.
You could put it to Free.
Yaoi in water.
And it'll sound super generic.
Yaoi.
We'll move on. But you can't defend it.
He's just shutting down. He's just
You can't defend it.
Oh,
He knows it's true.
Because you're probably right.
I know
haven't
I'm
heard
right.
it, but-
I know I'm right. We'll play for you later.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, what else? What else are
Let's
you?
see. What else?
What is
going on?
is quintessential quintet still good?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
That's like the show I'm super hyped to actually
I'm
watch.
a really bad judge.
Real quick, it's quintessential quintessentials.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
Okay.
I'll call it Quinn Quinn.
Queen Queen.
I prefer Quinn Quinn. It's
Okay.
easier to say.
Okay. Quinn Quinn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bakataka approved.
I'm enjoying it, but I'm a really bad judge of shows like that. Just because I tend to enjoy all kinds of trash, you know?
I mean,
So-
so far we've had very similar taste in garbage.
It's good.
Outside of
I'm having
Crossange,
Crossange is
I'm
great.
agree with most of your taste in garbage,
Crossange is the highest tier of garbage.
but I'll watch Quinn Quinn. That's like the main show I'm super hyped about to
It's-
actually binge.
I'm a big fan. Let me just see what its rating is on Mouse.
My-
I'm sure it's okay. It's
7.5.
7.5. I was thinking around 8ish.
Like
and
the-
8ish is pretty good.
the main shows I
7.5
want to binge are that Quinn Quinn.
Quinn Quinn.
I feel weird saying
You
going.
gotta change it. It's still bad.
Yeah, but Quinn
Bam,
Quinn,
bam, bam.
please no. But Quinn Quinn, what were we just talking about? Promise Neverland
Oh, Promise Neverland.
and
Slime.
Slime are like the three shows I am not
What
going to
about,
watch.
what about Mob Psycho 100 though? Season 2.
I need to finish the first season.
You didn't watch the first season.
I got like halfway through it, and then various things happened to me.
Oh, okay. So, Mob Psycho season 1.
I know.
Very
that.
good.
I know.
Mob Psycho season 2. Even better.
Even better.
It is very good, and things are happening now where because where are we right now? We're like half-ish, we're a little bit more than halfway. So about the first half of the season was fairly normal Mob
Right.
Psycho 100 stuff, very similar to like season 1.
Yeah.
The stuff that's happening now, it's pulling in things that happened in season 1, like the bigger parts of season 1.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be some fights. There's gonna be some hitting of people. I am very excited to see
think-
where it goes. Just like Neverland, I don't know exactly what to expect.
I think I
gonna
stopped
be good.
watching the first season. I think an episode or two before he hit 100%.
Okay. Oh,
I think
man,
that's
you
where
missed out.
I think that's where I left off.
Oh,
So he's at like 80 or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
this. Oh gosh, it's like I don't want to tell you what happens. God,
91.
you guys need to watch more airing stuff so we can actually discuss.
I
Why don't you
don't-
watch more old crap?
Or why don't you do other weeb things besides watching anime?
What other weeb things are there besides
There's
anime?
plenty of
You can
things.
play,
What?
you can play Gotcha Girls.
I've literally
Is that what
these
it's called?
last 2 weeks, I've played so much Azure Lane.
Azure Lane. That's what it's
I
called.
want to play Azure Lane.
I can't stop playing it.
Yeah, I know. That's a problem.
I know. I'm not spending money, but I can't stop playing it.
There you go.
Look, I played SAO Memory Defrag when it came out here for
Mhm.
like a year straight. I'm not getting into any gacha games.
I've played so many gacha
I'm
games.
not doing it again.
So when Jeff was in Puzzles and Dragons,
Mhm.
I played a little bit. I had one account and I got pretty far into that. Then I played Brave Frontier for a better part of 7 or 8 months.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I spent some shameful money on that.
Wait, is Brave Frontier? Is that the Nintendo? No, that one's Dragalia.
Yeah, that's Dragalia Lost. I played Brave Frontier like 2 or 3 years ago,
Okay. Yeah.
and I spent some shame money in that.
I think I may have actually
Oh.
downloaded that, but never started it.
And you get upset at me for buying Overwatch.
So over the course of playing for about 7 or 8 months, I think I put at most about $100 into it.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's about as much as I put in Overwatch.
I was thinking of it this way.
After I
It's
Put
either
money into Overwatch?
I put money into Overwatch.
Why would you do that?
because
You
can't-
wanted
you have
skins.
to play Dirt Ton to be able to unlock all those skins.
Yeah. So
Just
unless
don't get
you're
the skins.
you want the skins.
Disgusting.
I want it so
I want to be a Netcracker Zenyatta so I can throw chest
Yes.
at people.
I wanted that. I wanted one of Zenyatta's ultimate skins. And then when the first Korean Olympics were here, I
Yeah.
wanted Diva's Korea representation because
Yeah.
obviously I'm Korean.
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously.
Look, first of all, Diva's the only good character.
But we're getting sidetracked
Second all,
of non-weeb
skins are
stuff.
dumb. Just don't. I spend money on it. Doesn't play different. It's just a skin.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You can't buy upgrades in the game. You can only buy decal stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just for the fun of it.
It's just like League.
Was it? Would you say it was fun to lose $100?
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah. It's
I'm
kinda
looking
like,
fly.
You ever put a quarter in a quarter machine
Yes.
and wonder which green alien's going to come out?
The epitome of gacha.
Yeah.
That's literally gotcha. Yeah.
It's literally because each box, so it's $2 for 4 boxes.
hmm
No, it's $1 for 4 boxes.
Okay.
So that's a quarter a box.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's literally a quarter machine.
What if I told you, Chase? Now stick with me here. What if I told you
That's connected with your credit card.
that's gambling?
No,
This is why you
No,
can't buy
it's not
loot
gambling
boxes in the
because you get
Netherlands
something
anymore.
Out of it, no matter what.
It's actually considered gambling.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gambling.
What about those kids walking into a Safeway and then just putting their quarter in, hoping to get the green alien with the sombrero?
That's what we call a gateway drug.
Then why are they still there?
I mean, at least it's not as bad as the whole CS:GO skin
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Lord.
That was
Oh,
that was
not good at all.
just a big yikes for me.
That's bad.
But getting
Yeah,
back
that's
on
fine.
track of actual weeb
No,
stuff.
being off track is way better.
I hate being off track because we're talking about weeb stuff.
We spent
The only-
an hour getting
The only way
did.
the only way it'd be weeb if we just talked about Genji for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
We
Hanzo.
were talking about Diva, which is
Yeah.
weeb.
Kind of weeb.
Okay, Diva's fairly.
There's Korea booze. We could get into those
Yeah.
K-pop.
Yeah.
We can get into K-dramas. We could bring my mom on the show. She watches a lot of K-dramas.
Dude, does she watch Waka Kazake?
No, she
Oh, wait,
does
that's
not.
not a K-drama.
That's a J-drama. And not even a J-drama. That's
Waka
just a J
Kazake,
show.
I think I showed you that this week.
Oh, is that the one with the girl who just eats food?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
whatever?
And she goes, Pashoo.
Yeah.
I did not watch enough to understand it.
Ah.
You're not
But sure.
you're not missing out on much.
Good. I
a
honestly
good show.
didn't think I was.
It's a good show. I've
You're
been
not-
watching that show for
I know.
years.
I know you have.
Yeah.
Then do we want to bring up the topic of is Korean stuff weeaboo now?
Well, actually, so that brings up something that I actually did kind of want to talk about. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Giguk,
I saw it.
he released a new video. about anime just being a brand and kind of diving into what counts as anime and what doesn't. You know,
Right.
bringing up stuff like Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Right.
or like, hey, does it count as anime? Because it's not made here, but like it's
Correct.
very fringe, you know. And then you
Yeah.
have things that are obviously inspired by anime, but definitely not anime, like Teen Titans.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, like what
Which has Puffy out.
is anime? What counts as anime and what doesn't?
So to me, spiritually, what anime is
Mhm.
is an animation made in Japan.
Yeah, and that's the literal definition.
That is the literal
That-
definition.
That used to be the canon definition.
So if you're just talking
But-
anime, I'm going to assume you're talking about stuff from Japan that is anime, right?
Well, yeah, but that excludes so many things that I and like he said in his video, you would consider anime.
Right. That's what I consider anime. I am open to the idea of accepting all these Chinese stuff, literal Chinese cartoons coming in,
Yeah.
like King's Avatar,
King's Avatar,
And-
Silver Guardian.
Silver Garden, some of these other Chinese shows that come in.
Yeah.
They are made in the style of anime. I would
Yeah.
consider those anime.
Yeah.
Because they're done in it. Now, when you get to other stuff, it starts getting super nitpicky. I wouldn't consider Avatar: The Last Airbender anime.
Neither would I. Neither would I.
I would consider it's done in the style of an anime,
Yes.
but it's not anime.
Okay.
Done something from China though that is clearly done to mimic Japanese animation. I'll be like, this is clearly an anime, just Chinese.
Exactly. So what about something like Castlevania on Netflix? What would you say about that? Because it's
Right.
pretty anime,
It is super anime.
but it's not made in Japan. At
No.
all. So
I mean, then you got other things. So you got
there's always an exception to whatever rule you're going to
right,
put forward.
yeah. There's always going to be a ton of exceptions, but in my head canon, it's animation made in Japan,
Mhm.
released from Japan,
Mhm.
and then obvious exceptions from China that are very close stylistically to that animation.
Yeah.
Then when you start getting the other things where like it starts, you got to make exceptions because you got like Afro Samurai, right?
Yep. Yep.
Made by Samuel L. Jackson. He got Gonzo to make it, but it was only released to the American public.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you consider this? It's actually made by a Japanese animation company, but it was only released in America for American style.
Yeah.
So,
And then you have things like Boondock Saints, which is
right.
very, very much anime style, but
Yeah.
you know, not really anime. And then
So I mean,
Well, then-
there are exceptions to that, but in my mind, like I said, there's animation from Japan and then the Chinese knockoffs, which are
Mhm.
very similar.
And I tend to agree. But I do think that as we move forward, I think those lines are getting blurred.
Oh yeah,
And anime is just kind of overall. I think it's where anime, like you said, the definition is animation made in Japan.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where the word is just undergoing a definition change.
yeah,
Where anime is just, if it's anime, then it is anime. You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't. The Japan part is just gone. If it fits the style of anime.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Anime can have so many different styles. You
Right.
know, you have ping pong the animation and
right.
whatever the heck JoJo's is doing at the moment, and then you have
But it's
the whole other end of the spectrum.
but there's more to anime. It's also like plot progression and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a difference of storytelling, which again totally depends on whatever the show is.
Yeah.
So it's how do you
So-
define that? You literally just have to
Although-
look at a show and say, is this anime or is this not? It's almost like a case by case bias for me. For me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a case by case for me too, but for the most part, it's like I said before,
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 times.
Mhm.
But I also agree that probably 5 or 10 years down the road, if it's still as popular as it is,
Mhm.
and other like, because I know it's like super popular in like France and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some other countries made some anime-esque shows. I would consider them all like 5 or 10 years down the road. Anime will just be a coin turn to be anything that refers to a show done stylistically in the sense of original Japanese anime.
Yeah.
I still do it the same way, where it's like whatever normally or whatever like literally is like anime. I'll still call it, or I call that anime, and then like stuff like Ruby. You know how like
Mhm.
Ruby's not, but a lot of people call it. So if they say anime, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I try not to like say like, oh well, it's not actually. But
I will
Because-
shame them for that reason.
I mean,
Anime.
I'll shame them too because I don't think it's So it's starting to blur the line too.
creator of Monty Oom said
Yeah.
that it is an anime.
But it's also starting to blur the line too because it was in Cross Battle Tag,
Yeah,
and that is a very weeb game,
yeah,
anime game.
which turned it into a literal anime.
Yeah, so it's just like everything starts blurring the line. Like it'll probably get to a point where I'll just give up and say, yeah, Ruby's an anime. It's been in enough side stuff
Mm-hmm.
that would be an anime. But in its state right now, I would not consider it an anime.
It's also getting a lot worse.
Wait.
I haven't watched any of it. I know
Well,
nothing
it's
about
just
it.
not as stylish as
But
it used
it's-
to be.
It's toxic in the community in the sense that it's like trying to be politically correct with the LGBTQ community.
Oh, calm down. Be careful
I-
what you're about to say.
I know,
Who
I know,
knows
I'm
who's listening.
I'm just saying that it's the anime community is toxic in the sense that whenever you say something's not anime and they love it like Ruby, they will just viciously attack
oh,
you.
yeah.
And I'm just like,
100%.
my dude,
we can.
we can hash it out, but this, I don't think it's done stylistically in that way, but I don't think it's good enough or full enough to be
Yeah.
an anime.
I think that's fair. I think any reasonable person would understand what you're saying.
But some people will just
Some people are just
saw you.
not reasonable.
Some of the community is toxic to where like they're so zealous that it's hard to get it past. And I understand. I'm probably twice the age of most
That's fair.
of the people that watch anime, so I can understand why my opinion would be vastly different and why they would be super
Wow.
zealous.
Your opinion's wrong.
I know.
Because you're old.
I'm just
Get out of the way, old man. You're
I
too
just
slow.
need to go
How
to.
many times we have to teach you this lesson?
I need to.
You gotta get out of the left lane.
I need to be
which
in
is
bed
the
by.
fast lane.
I need to be in bed by 9 o'clock, and
Same. Same.
I can only watch anime from like the 90s and be an old person.
That's why you're not watching anything, Aaron. Come on.
I can only
Well, I
watch
mean-
stuff from the 70s.
I mean, it's a good topic to bring up. Everybody's going to have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Like I said, some people are going to be super zealous, but I think probably in a few years, it'll just turn into anime just refers to anything done stylistically in the sense of
Yeah.
Japanese animation.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Because it's just, quite frankly, at the end of the day, it's almost useless and kind of just dumb to put, like, just labels on it just to say, this is
Yeah.
anime and this isn't. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to like these certain things and call it anime. It's like,
Yeah.
calm down.
It's just like,
As long as you're enjoying what you enjoy, just
Right.
watch it if you like it. Share it with your friends. Do whatever.
you can like,
have your podcast.
right. You can like whatever you like as long as it's not morally or
Yes.
ethically wrong.
Yes.
So
We will put those labels on
Yes.
things.
enjoy what you want. Just don't break the law or don't break the 10 Commandments.
Wait, but. Oh, okay.
But that's so much of anime.
Correct. But don't worry about that. Chase,
Yes.
what have you been watching?
Cool. Well, let's see. For the third thing I
Steamy.
watched, the thing I watched the most longest ago since last recording was Bodacious Space Pirates.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
It's a great show.
It's about legal pirates.
Legal pirates?
Legal space pirates.
Yeah.
Doesn't the fact that they're pirates mean they aren't legal?
So
Correct.
basically, what happens is space travel starts to become a thing.
Okay, naturally.
And literal, like, space pirates were going around and causing a bunch of trouble.
Mhm.
Some laws and various things got passed, and some pirates changed how piracy works. So how piracy works now is you get a piracy license from the government, and you go around and you pretend to pirate a ship. So you go on there, you'll put on a show, you'll pretend to steal stuff from people, and then you give it back to them later.
What?
Yeah.
Piracy.
It's a convoluted concept, but
It's time for
it's
some
great.
piracy. That's
Yeah.
what they say at the beginning of every
So
episode.
they literally just
Yeah.
go around,
Yep.
steal people's things
Yeah.
for show,
Yeah.
and then give it back.
Well, what usually happens, like, it's super rich people or stuff like that, and they'll hire a ship and be like, "Hey, come into our ship and put on a piracy show for us."
What?
Yeah.
I need to watch this.
It's a really
like
good
all
show.
the rich people are clapping and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they'll walk around like, show them the thing in person. They're like, "Oh yeah, here you go," and they'll just pull out all the stuff and they're like, "Thank you," and they'll just take off.
It's great.
Yeah.
When did this come out?
It came out back in like 2010,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay, so this was before me.
I
So
don't think it's that old.
It's like
I remember it came out after I started. It was around the time of like Star Driver and stuff like that. 2012.
2012. Okay,
Yeah.
I think even.
that was Sword Art Online. That was the year before. it
Yeah,
came
that
out,
was
right?
that was the year before I got into anime, so that makes sense, and I missed it. That sounds awesome.
It's a pretty good show, and it's got some serious stuff in it. Like
So like that's the premise, but like there's
There's
what's
some
what's
like,
the plot? Like what happens?
so
before
there's
it?
like one major overarching plot
Mhm.
through it, but most of the time it's just kind of them goofing around, character building, relationships, stuff like that.
because the main pirate captain is like a teenage girl.
Because she inherited her ship from her father.
I think it's her father, and her mom was also on the crew.
Yeah, who were like the best space pirates
but
in
her
their
mom's
era.
not actually her mom. Or
Yeah, something like that. And then there's another girl that shows up to join, but she's like, her father is rivaling them, but they're like best friends, but not, she doesn't want to admit she's best friends. She's tsundere.
and she
Not
really
her.
likes being a pirate.
Yeah. It's a lot
I'm
of
gonna have to
fun.
watch this.
It's a lot of, when you think the drama and tension's building, it gets cut and then you enjoy it.
I debated over watching this show like a while ago, and I should have watched it sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nothing like it's not like 10 out of 10 or anything like
Yeah.
that. But it's a really enjoyable.
It's one of those, so on my scale grading, 5 is actually like average.
Yes,
I would probably give this show like a 6.5.
6. Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it's slightly above average.
Let's see. After I finished that, I actually finished all of Cyborg 009, the Cyborg Soldier, all 52 episodes of it.
52 episodes and
52 episodes.
jeez, that's more than I've watched in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cyborg 009.
That's more than you've watched in 2 months.
Something like that,
Do
yeah.
you even care about the podcast?
I don't.
Think about the content.
I don't.
Wow.
Just get me out of here. Just pay me in my sandwiches already.
Please, I just want to talk about Pokemon. Let's go.
I was playing some Pokemon, but we'll get to that in a
But
minute.
yeah, Cyborg 009, it's really good.
Like, which, the original
The
one?
Cyborg
Or?
Soldier, this is the 2003 one.
Okay, so I've seen
Yeah,
bits and
this is
pieces
the
of it.
Shaft and Brain Space.
Yeah, I've seen bits and
Which I
pieces
said
of it.
last week it was by Gynax, but I was wrong.
Wow.
It's okay to be
Live
wrong.
the viewer.
Everybody
I'm
poops.
sorry.
Everybody
Slash
poops.
listeners.
This
Viewers
is
slash listeners.
this is the best Cyborg 009, in my opinion.
And there wasn't a whole lot of good ones, if we're going to be honest.
Get it right.
Most of them are pretty bad.
To be fair, everything that came after this is like garbage, basically.
Uh-huh.
It's not good. All 007, the bald guy who can morph and stuff like that, he literally looks like a normal bald dude.
Mhm.
Like from here on out and stuff like that. He doesn't have his goofy eyes or anything.
Yeah.
Like that, and his frowny face. What's it called? 002 Jet. He doesn't have his pointy nose anymore after
Mhm.
this point.
Does 009 still have his crazy hair?
Yeah, so he still has his crazy hair.
Where it's always like covering one eye.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's like
Yeah.
it's hairstyle from the 60s. But
Whenever I think of Cyber 009, I always think of that Cartoon Network show, Codename Kids Next Door.
Yes.
Where
that's
they-
so
where they
good.
use the code.
Yeah, I always think of the same thing. I was like,
So does
Number
that count as
one.
anime or
no. That is clearly American
Definitely
television.
not anime.
let's see. But yeah, I really like Cyborg 009.
I don't know. I know you like it. It's just crazy to me that you binged 52 episodes. I don't even know how you find time to do
Yeah,
it.
that's a lot.
It's really well. I watched it on the Saturdays.
So you do nothing on Saturdays.
No, I do.
So after you kick me out of
I
here
did-
tomorrow, you're just going to go binge watch something else?
I'm gonna binge watch the 60s 009. No,
Oh
I'm
my
just kidding.
God. How many-
I'm just kidding.
How many episodes is in that?
I think that's like 26. Maybe
That's
it's 52.
much
Actually,
more doable.
I think they're both 52 because they did also another reboot in like the 70s,
Okay.
and then they did the 2003 reboot, and I think
Okay.
they're all 52 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes.
This is why your day's watch is so much bigger than mine. Because you binge watch these crazy long stuff.
Come on, they're good stuff.
I know. Well,
Well, some
sort of.
Yeah.
Because I got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Because I watched something this week.
Oh no! I know what he's saying.
Oh, I know what he's talking about too.
Yeah.
Please.
I've discussed it with both of you, but I'm here to talk about it officially.
No.
I can't take it.
Tada never falls in love. I was so angry at this show.
Why?
You hyped me up so much on this
I
show.
was hype over the show.
Yeah.
I love the show.
So you told me it's by the same author who did Monthly Girl Nozaki-kun.
I don't know that for sure, but it's the same character designs at least.
Well, that is, everything is going downhill.
I just you know it's the same.
Anyway, you compared it so much to Nozaki-kun.
No, I said it's completely different, and I said I like this.
But you kept mentioning Nozaki-kun.
Well, yeah, it's the same.
So then I went into
Characters.
it. So then I went into it. I was like, okay.
They
Ma-
look similar.
No, they are the same character design.
So then I was like, okay, maybe I'll enjoy this. So, first episode was okay. I mean, it was super cliche, but I got it.
I told you it was cliche from the beginning.
You, no, you just told me.
Yes, I did.
No.
I said,
Story.
this is the most like you'll see everything coming from like a mile away. Nothing will catch you off guard and stuff like that. But I said it's
You said that because it's all in the OP, and I was like, okay. I watched the OP. I was like, I can see where everything's coming.
well, no, I said
Then-
OP
So
spoils
let me
everything, but I also
let me
said-
continue because I got a bone to pick with you.
It's not-
Episode 1, cliche. I enjoyed it. Episode 2, it's fun. 3 and 4, episode 3 where they do, is that where they do the battle?
Yeah, the picture battle.
Yeah, the picture battle. That was probably the best episode. 4 is where it gets mega cliche because that's where it's like, I'm the idol and your friend. Ha ha ha, childhood friends. Yeet. That story, gone. It just yeets right out of there.
Yeah.
They don't go back to that story at all.
Yeah.
Then basically every plot they do with those side characters just yeets off. They don't care about those stories anymore. Then it just gets super generic and cliche. It's like, I'm a princess, spoilers. I'm from this country that doesn't exist. That sounds like Luxembourg, spoilers. All this other stuff. I'm like, this is really stupid. But I'm like 8 episodes deep and I'm super angry with Chase.
I told you it was like this.
I didn't expect it to literally pull every generic cliche
What
out.
was I supposed to say?
This show's super generic. Be careful. Not-
I told you it's super generic.
Not like, hey, you like Nozaki-kun. You'll probably like this too.
I did not say that. I did not say that. I said it's by the same
I'm
person.
getting on Azure Lane. I'm done with you.
Oh wow, you lost him mid-episode.
I told you before.
Oh, he's back.
My grading scale is 5 is average. I'd give Nozaki-kun like an 8. I'd give this piece of trash like 1.5, 2.
Ooh.
It's not that bad.
It is awful.
Your scaling system. is
I wouldn't.
not
I
whack.
wouldn't even suggest this like Emily.
This is a good show.
Ouch.
This is a good show.
Say that to me without smiling.
I always smile.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it without smiling though.
I'm back to
No
Azure Lane.
hands.
I'm back to
Hands on
Azure Lane.
face.
I'm
Lost
sick of
it.
that.
Rockacron is a good show.
No. I haven't even seen it and I know you're lying.
I'm not lying.
Watch
Sounds like
it.
I lost
Watch it.
Yeah.
Why-
George will be
why
the
do I
deciding
have to
factor.
watch
You're
it?
Share the
deciding
pain.
factor. You're
I
the
want to
deciding.
say the pain.
You're the deciding factor. Choose a side.
Gross.
Watch it.
I'm gonna have to give it like a 5 just to be like completely neutral.
No.
You know what's
No
gonna
neutrality.
happen? You know what's gonna happen? George's gonna like this
He's,
show.
no,
I
you,
probably will. I like trash.
He's gonna like.
you won't like this kind of trash.
No,
You
he's
think so?
he's gonna.
No, he likes, dumb trash.
That's true. You might not like it.
This is like, I want to be good, but I'm trash.
This is good. though. This is a good show.
like,
It's not good.
Like
Jake.
Yoshino
Yeah.
Wareta.
Say what?
Like Yoshino Wareta. Remember that?
Okay, so that one had like production, like
That's true, it did.
That, like,
But it's still, it
this,
wanted to be good and it wasn't.
This is like a normal, polished, like looking show and
Oh.
everything, and
Just bad plot.
well, they're like if you're. I told him that the plot is like super generic. Like I told him everything that happens in the show, you will see coming a mile away. I like shook my hand like this. You can't see it, everybody. But I'm shaking my hand, and I was like.
No, you told me.
I mentioned the opening afterwards because the opening literally does spoil everything. And stuff,
Yes,
where
it
all the
does.
mess and stuff like that. Yeah,
But the show is so cliche. Like,
but I told you that.
they literally went on to like TV tropes and like, what can we grab to make this as cliche as possible? We got childhood friends that don't know
like
that they're a childhood friend. as their idol thing. They got Princess from Another Country. We got
I'm trying to think about this.
super generic, like flashy boy.
I didn't hear anything about this show, and I watched it. And after like the first episode, I was like, I think I'm going to be able to tell what's going to happen in the show.
Oh, 2 episodes in, I was like, I know exactly who's going to be paired off, what's going to go on.
You ahead of time.
But like, I expect things like that in shows, but I didn't expect them to just literally go with every generic trope possible.
you were warned.
No, I wasn't warned
I'm
very.
just reading this now, and it doesn't look good for you, Chase.
This is a good show. I stand by my word.
Okay, but I mean, I'll watch it
Yeah,
eventually.
George will be the deciding factor.
Who knows? We'll see.
Okay.
I'll try to get it watched before we record again, but
It is.
we'll see.
Moving back.
It does look like some trash.
It's not trash. It's not.
Stop trying to defend it.
Moving back to Hinamaru Sumo.
I mean, generic sports OP number
It is
10.
not generic whatsoever.
I'm-
Hinamaru Sumo.
I'm not
is-
calling the show generic. I'm calling.
The OP generic.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen any of it.
OP is fire because it literally shows fire.
That's a pretty generic thing to show.
No, it's not.
Yeah, fire is like very
Name
generic.
one.
Name one what?
Anime
Fire?
opening.
One anime opening that has fire.
Yeah.
Well, this season, Shield Hero has fire in it.
There was a ton in Overlord.
Yeah, there's a ton in Overlord.
I thought I was gonna say.
I think Slime even has fire. I think Alicization probably has fire. Actually, I think it might be harder to find one that doesn't have fire somewhere.
Your
Like just an anime.
your shirt has fire when it's opening.
Doesn't
Twin Star
have-
Exorcist?
does actually have fire, but it's more of like a goopy fire.
Still fire.
Actually, Quintessential Quintuplets does not have fire that I can recall. So
There's no like scene where he's like cooking or anything.
probably an electric stove. You know,
I mean,
Gotcha.
Food Wars is fire.
Food Wars is
Anyway,
fire. Yeah.
Hinamaru Sumo.
I think we just proved that the fire is pretty generic.
Yeah,
Hinamaru Sumo.
and it's got generic OP sports anime.
Hinamaru Sumo is about Hinamaru, the main character. He wears his sumo underwear all the time because he's always ready to do a bout with some other rival that he just meets, and he's like, "Yo, I've been playing sumo since I was like in elementary school," which I didn't know they actually did that.
Just to
because
be
I'm
clear,
pretty
how
sure
old is he?
he's in high school. It's first year.
Have
And
we
he
talked-
always wears the sumo diaper?
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah,
Have we talked about this show on a previous?
I mentioned it on the last year's wrap up.
Okay,
Yeah,
extra episode number
Yeah.
1.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, number one.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he's just like, so he what's it called? When he was during middle school, this kid like fell off the sumo face of the earth and stuff like that. No one like knew, like they're all like, oh, he quit sumo obviously and stuff like that. No, he was training the whole time. And now he's like, well, he was already good at sumo and stuff like that, but one time
Right.
he broke his arm when he was a kid.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like, so he heals it up and then he trains
He
by
just,
himself.
just heals it up.
Yeah, he's just like, heal up.
Why is he injecting heroin into
No,
himself?
he's
He's
just slapping it.
he's gotta pull, cut the circulation off
Yeah.
and slap it to get the vein.
Come on, you got this. He's giving himself a pep talk while he's
We
doing it.
we don't condone heroin use. Don't do it.
But anyway, yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna be. What he wants to do is he wants to be the best high school level sumo player because
Right.
what he is, his height will not let him qualify for official
Okay.
professional
Okay.
sumo and stuff like that. So what he wants to do is be the best high school one, which I believe I can't remember the word they use, but they get a title.
Yeah.
I think it's Yokozuna. And that basically it's like an exception card and stuff like that, because if he's like the best high school level one and stuff like that, as a Yokozuna and stuff like that, it's just kind of like, oh, he's qualified. You know, he doesn't have to follow the body structures
Right.
and stuff like that. Because like normal sumo, there's no size classes or anything
Yeah.
like for it and stuff like that. So if you're smaller, you have a distinct disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for it. And so and he's really small, but
Okay.
he's they call him the little demon or something.
It's like was it
Haikyuu?
well, like Haikyuu, but I was thinking of iShield 21.
Okay, yeah,
The
where
football
he runs
one?
really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's skinny.
Yeah, he's like super small and skinny. He's like, you can be a running back, and he develops like this demon step
Yeah.
where he's like Dragon Ball Z instant transmissioning. iShield 21 was
What?
stupid hype. If you like football and you like moves getting named and stuff like that, because there was like the linebacker that had the spear and the
Oh,
double
yeah.
spear tackle.
What?
Yeah,
I said, maybe I'll watch iShield 21.
iShield 21. They got added on Crunchyroll a while ago,
Oh, maybe I'll watch it.
and maybe I'll watch. I gotta watch a bunch of things.
Yeah, Hinamari.
I need to watch Bucky the Grappler.
yeah,
I need to watch the sumo.
So Backy, you can wait because Netflix still doesn't have
Yeah,
the other part.
you sold me.
Is it the same for Baki? Is the second part? Is it just the second half of the same season?
it's,
Yeah.
it's the
Okay.
second half of it.
Yeah, definitely not gonna watch it until
Yeah.
the whole thing is released.
And then you sold me on Black Clover.
Yeah.
You sold it to me, just like you sold Tada Never Falls in Love to
Did
me.
you watch Black Clover?
I need to start. It was one of those things you sold to me that I want to start, but haven't started because I've been playing Azure Lane and
I don't know if you're
Pokemon.
stupid enough for
Stop
Black
playing
Clover.
Azure Lane. You're only hurting yourself.
I love Azure Lane so much.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Let's
Like
see.
if you like anything about Ship Girls, like
Yeah.
Kantai Collection or
For
Arpeggio,
that show.
Arpeggio of Blue Steel, you would love playing Azure Lane. I think Azure Lane's getting an anime.
Hey,
Good, but don't play the game.
And it's got a bunch of manga adaptations. Oh my goodness, I can't stop.
You're hurting yourself.
I'm deteriorating my brain.
Yes, that is the problem.
the only other thing. Oh well, I got caught up on Kaguya-sama. Still
Really?
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't
Yeah.
think anything's really, it's still really good. And then I started picking up again Razafan, which this is the 2003 Evangelion clone, 2002 Evangelion
Yeah.
clone. It's not a clone, but it's by Lowe's,
Yeah.
and it's a lot like Evangelion. It's given me very big Persona 2 Innocent Sin vibes for like everything about it, especially the opening. The opening's a lot like it.
It's a very
And everyone's autistic in the show.
so if you want to
Okay.
dumb it down like that, yeah. So everybody,
Especially the main character.
so they've all got something.
Weird stuff starts going on, and he just kind of like, I don't know.
So
big
weird
deal.
stuff's going on, but it's like, have you gotten to the outside world part yet?
Episode 18. So.
Oh, so you're into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a whole outside world that affects the inside world that goes on a
Yes.
different time,
Yeah.
and
I
the
think they're
things.
like Jupiter 1 or something.
Yeah, and the things that affect the time are these random like robots that keep showing up
Yeah.
that he summons Razifon to fight,
Yeah.
and it's like some secret organization is trying to stop. It's
It's super confusing. And you
The
won't understand
show-
anything until the end of it.
you literally will have to watch it 2 or 3 times on it. It's a very cerebral show.
Gotcha. So am I going to be as dumbfounded as Evangelion?
It's easier to understand than Evangelion, I think.
I still need to watch
with,
Evangelion.
with such confidence. Like,
Or I mean, I don't know. They're both very mind-boggling shows.
yeah.
How, for Evangelion, what do you have to watch? Because there's 3 or 4
Neon
movies.
Genesis Evangelion.
So
is
if
the
you-
original series.
If you just want the original series, it's Neon Genesis Evangelion, and then the end of Evangelion, which is the last 2 episodes. So basically, the last 2 episodes, they ran out of money. They literally ran out of money.
Oh,
Sorry,
so-
calling my friends.
So it's basically just like, they're slideshowing into different scenes, and it's a lot of just black screens with like writing on it.
oh.
That's where they get the whole meme of like congratulations and everybody's clapping. They're literally just running out of money, so they're just going. Basically, the last 2 episodes takes place in Shinji's mind, and it's just him like literally snapping. And then
Oh.
the end of Evangelion comes out after they made money, and it's like, oh, this is what happens normally outside of Shin. It's still super jacked up,
Okay.
but it kind of fixes it. And then there's the movies you can watch afterwards.
I believe
okay,
2007 they started doing the reboot movie,
yeah,
and by
So
the end of the
movies-
by the end of the second reboot movie, it goes in a different direction.
yeah.
Okay, so the movies are supposed to be basically the same story on
Yeah.
a different path, essentially, as the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
I've
same
heard people
story.
say that they think it's a sequel. They like theorize that it's a sequel to Evangelion. But,
I mean,
like you have to get really deep down.
you have to get
Okay.
super deep, but it's basically the same plot up until the third girl
There-
gets introduced.
Yeah, there's a point where the city blows up.
Yeah. Basically, it's the same. They fight the same angels and they do the same thing up to a certain point. Then they introduce Kaoru and the other girl, and then it just goes south.
Gotcha.
And episode 4 or movie 4 was supposed to be released like 5 years ago, but they said it might be out by 2020. So who knows when we're going to get it?
Mhm.
So yeah, Evangelion.
Yeah, I definitely plan on watching Evangelion
Right.
at some point. I just haven't got to it yet, you know?
Yeah.
It's
I
one of
mean-
those things that's on the list, but I felt like it's one of those shows where you got to be in the right mood.
You have to be in the right mood. It's really hard to sit down and watch too because it's very. There's not a lot of music playing. It's a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
just scenes happening, people
Yeah.
with little dialogue here and there.
And
Interesting.
yeah, it's very good.
And it's not one of those things you can sit down and binge. You have to sit down, watch an episode here, a couple episodes there,
Okay.
episode here. Because the worst thing you can do is just binge it and be like, I have no idea what the hell is going on, and I'm tired and angry, and it's just stupid. I just want to finish it.
Is it one of those shows where the ending makes you just hate everything?
It's not where you hate everything.
Not Code Geass.
They'll just
uh,
be
No,
not
so,
Code- I haven't seen Code Geass. Guilty Crown. Guilty Crownish kind of thing.
No,
I
Like,
like the ending.
so Guilty Crown, the ending was just like,
it worked, but it was wrong.
I mean, it works, and you're like, I can understand how we got here. I don't like some of the outcome, but
Okay.
whatever. Neon Genesis is just like, what the hell happened? Why do they want to turn into a soup?
How did we get to this point?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, literally one of the points is they want to awaken Adam and Eve so everybody can revert to some primordial soup so they can become one and just live on. It's
Oh, okay.
super weird and creepy. And
I need to watch that.
it's
Gotta figure that out.
yeah.
Well, everybody, you just wasted another perfectly good hour listening to Pakataka, episode 4, the best anime podcast. Tell me I'm wrong. That means that you'll have to comment down below and tell me that I'm wrong. And I know you won't do that because we know there's not anybody listening to this. So that means
And we're always right, so.
and we're always
Smash that like
So
button.
we will remain the
Subscribe.
we will remain
Hit the bell.
We will remain the best anime podcast until you guys say we're not, which means that there will be people watching. So
Hell yeah, I like that.
we win either way.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Here we go. So the best anime podcast will end with the same cast as we always have, which is George
And Eric,
and Chase. And we're gonna flex again on the videos.
we out.
Peace.